Hey there, my friend, Abby here. In this tutorial, you will learn quickly how to print, then cut bottle tags and create fillable snack treat boxes. These are perfect for Hostess gifts, especially around the holidays. And you can enjoy the printable with or without a cutting machine. The supplies you're going to need for this project is medium weight cardstock. So I'm using a medium weight white cardstock to print on, as well as cardstock for the snack box. You'll want a cutting machine or a pair of scissors and printer for these templates. I'm using a liquid craft glue here. And then if you're using a cutting machine, a scoring wheel or a stylus. If you're cutting by hand, then a scoring board can come in handy, but is optional. You'll want some acetate for the snack box. You'll need a pen or a Cricut pen for your machine, baker's twine or ribbon or an extra bow to decorate your snack box. And then, of course, snacks for your box. I like to do dried fruits or nuts or chocolate, a bottle of wine or sparkling juice of your choice. And then, of course, these templates, there are 4 printable wine bottle tags as well as a snack box template, and you can find that information linked below. Okay, my friends, so you have a couple of options for these templates. You can use the PDF printables to go ahead and print them out and then cut them with a pair of scissors, or you can do this with a cutting machine. I'm going to feature here what you'll need to know with the cutting machine. So we have these little snack boxes that go with our wine or sparkling juice bottle. And then we have these tags. The tags are going to be a print then cut process, whereas these gift boxes here, you're going to use just the regular basic cut process and scoring to build the box. So you're going to import your designs via the upload button over here. I'll just give you one example here. This is going to be an SVG cut file, while as these are going to be PNG image file formats. So 2 different formats here that we're working with, 2 different processes. But I'll give you an example of one here. We're just going to click upload image, and I'm going to drag over my printable tag. We'll hit continue, and there's nothing you're going to need to do on this screen, so just hit apply and continue. Make sure you select flat graphic and then click continue again at the bottom. If you wish to rename it here, you can. Otherwise, just go ahead and click upload, and then it's going to bring it into Design Space for you. It's probably going to come in pretty large anytime you're working with an image versus an SVG. The images can often come in very large because we're getting really high quality resolution. And at this point, you're just going to want to scale it down. So obviously the Cricut machine in this example cannot cut at this size, which is why you're going to get this little exclamation mark over here. So one of the simplest things can be is just to click on this little arrow here and auto resize to the max size that it can be, which in this case here is 9.9 inches high. Now, if you want to adjust the size of these at all, perhaps you want this to be smaller for your particular bottle, you can always come to any one of these corners and you can just click, hold, and drag and scale it down, or you can type in exact dimensions up at the top, but I'm going to have mine all sit at that same 9.9. And these will be good to go. Now, you can print these out and then write directly on the tag. But if you would like to have your Cricut write for you, you can do that as well. So at this point, I would grab the text tool that lives over in the design panel, and we would add some text to our canvas, and it's going to show up right here. I'm just going to drag it over. And I'm going to double click inside of this text box to be able to add whatever text I want. So I'll just probably put my family's name, right? So from the, Gillespie's. Now, as of right now, this is in a basic cut operation, meaning it's literally going to cut each of these letters out, and we want to change it to write with a pen. So we need that to first be under a pen operation. So the obvious answer is to just change it to pen. The problem you're going to run into when you do that is you're not going to get it written as if it was truly written with your hand. It's not a single stroke. It's like these outlines, right? And we don't want that. So you can come up here to the top and you have a couple options. First, whatever font you have selected, if there is a writing style attached to it, you can select that and that will automatically change that. If there is not a writing style option for you, or you just don't like this font and you want to change it, then I want you to click on the font options with your text selected. And then I want you to locate the little filter option in here and go ahead and select writing. So writing font and free if you do not have paid subscription to Cricut, which most of us, I usually teach from the perspective of free, so I always opt for the free. And then you could select any of these writing style fonts here. So perhaps I would choose one that looks a little bit more like it's being handwritten. Let's see, I like this one here. We'll change to that font. And now we have changed, we have the pen operation, it's writing style, and we've selected a font that is also has that writing style attached to it. Now we can bring this down here, and I'm just going to do one example of this. We can bring this down here and we can scale this down. Zoom in here. We can scale this down and we can sit it right in here. And if you don't like your handwriting very much, and I don't generally love mine, then your Cricut can write this for you. Now, the last step here is that you're going to need to attach this text and this writing to the actual print then cut image, the tag that we want it to go on. Otherwise, it's going to get separated out. So this last step is crucial here. You need to click and drag over the writing and your tag. So see what's selected here in my layers panel. We've got the top, the words, and the tag. And then you're going to click on the attach tool. And right now the attach tool is living at the bottom of the layers panel, but you can also sometimes find it living here on your selection. So if you don't see it here, just check to see if the little paperclip icon is on the selection and locate the attach tool. And this is going to ensure that that placement is held when we go to print and cut these out. Okay, so that was for our tags. Nice and simple, easy setup there. Go ahead and repeat that for any other tags you want to do if you're using a cutting machine. Now, for our snack box that goes with it, let me zoom back out here. Once you import that design exactly the same way via the upload button, this is an SVG cut file, you're going to want to start by ungrouping the file. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to ungroup the file. And then what we need to do is change all of these black lines here to score operation. So you have to tell Cricut what you want it to do. So one of the easiest ways to do this is just to select over here in the layers panel. So I'm going to hold my shift key down on my keyboard, and I'll just select each one of these, or you can select them over here on the canvas. And I'm going to come up to the operation drop-down menu here, and let's change those lines to score. Now that you've changed those to score, we need to attach those score lines to this piece of the box, just like we attached the writing over here. The attach tool is very important and is used in a lot of different ways. So we're going to click and drag over those elements. I can see I got all of my score lines over here, and I've got that bottom piece that we're going to cut out in cardstock. And I'm going to again use that attach tool. Once again, it might be present on your selection over here. They're rolling out some updates right now, so just pay attention if you don't see it here. Check if it's on actually hovering on your selection. You're just going to repeat the process here for this next piece. So I'm going to select all of these using my shift key and clicking and change them to score. Then I will click and drag over all of those, and I will hit attach to hold that placement of those score lines where I want them. This piece is going to be for your acetate, and then this is going to be the part that hooks on to the bottle. Make sure you save this, and anytime you want to come back and make it, you don't have to do any of these setup steps. You'll be all good to go. So let's go ahead and get this stuff printed and cut out. I'm going to click Make here and connect to my machine. We're going to get our print then cut options. So each of these, there's only going to be one per page because of the size that I wanted to go for. We are going to print these out through Cricut Design Space using our inkjet printer, and then Cricut will cut around the design for us. If you have never calibrated your machine for print then cut, please make sure you follow that process first for the most accurate cut that you'll get when your Cricut goes to cut around this printed design. If you're not familiar with that, the best thing to do would be to visit the link below in this video description, where we have a print then cut calibration tutorial for you. And then for down here, these particular mats, I am going to be loading medium weight cardstock here and my scoring stylus to be able to score and cut this. I will be using the acetate setting in Design Space for my acetate plastic cut. And then also likewise here, we'll be doing cardstock and our scoring stylus. So we're going to go through getting these mats and then we'll build this out. I'll click continue, and then I will need to cut this out on my machine by first connecting via Bluetooth, or you can plug in with your USB cable if that's what you're opting for. First, we're going to send these to our printer. So I'm going to click Send to Printer and we'll click Next. I highly recommend that you print with your system dialog box, which is going to look different for everybody depending on your printer. But this allows you to set like the quality, where your cardstock paper is going to feed from. I recommend printing these on cardstock rather than like a regular copy paper because they're going to have more, they're going to need more like sturdiness to it. So toggle on system dialog, make sure add bleed is on, which means that it's going to add a little extra color around the edges so that it has a more edge-to-edge color. And we're going to click print. For me, this is what my printer dialog box looks like. Now, not everybody's going to look like this, but you would want to search for media and quality is generally a universal language for most printers, and select where you want it to feed from. So for me, I do have a rear tray feed, and that's what I'm going to select. You may not have that option, and I'm going to have best quality. You might also look for like a photo print as well. So like media type, if you do photo versus plain paper or auto select, you can get a more vibrant, brilliant result with your print and cut projects. So I'm going to select that and get this printed out. Okay, so now I have my image printed off through Cricut Design Space. You can see we have those registration marks here. Those are the 4 black corners that are going around. And I'm going to go ahead and place this down onto my mat. Make sure if you're using a brayer tool to smooth this out that your ink has dried before you get to that point. And then I'm going to go ahead and load this, but we also need to load our pen into clamp A of our cutting machine so that it can write for us. So I have just a basic black tip Cricut pen here, and I'm going to open up clamp A. I'm going to remove the cap. And you're going to look for this little arrow. Go ahead and put this down into clamp A until you push down and the arrow disappears, and then close clamp A. Then you're going to press the mat underneath the guides against the rollers and press your double arrow flashing button. Again, I've selected medium weight cardstock here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out. It's going to first scan these registration marks, then it will write, then it will cut. Okay, so the cut is done. It's done writing. I'm going to press my double arrow flashing button and we're going to release this. Remember, you can do all of this just by printing off of your printer, and you don't have to have a cutting machine either, and you can write directly onto it. If you're going to cut this out with a pair of scissors, then I recommend using the scissors part for this and creating a little incision and cutting the circle around. And you may want to use a straight cutter for the rest of these edges so you can get a nice straight cut. But this will still work really well even if you have to cut by hand. This is one here that I cut completely by hand. I did this with scissors and everything, and it still turned out really beautiful. So back to this one that we have here, this is essentially done. That's how quick and easy it is to personalize something and make a beautiful tag for a bottle. I would just fold along this edge right here. Of course, if you want to add a score line in Design Space for this, you're more than welcome to, but it's a pretty straightforward fold that you could just very easily gently fold. And then grab yourself a bottle of wine or sparkling juice, and you would just slide the tag right on top. And now we have a nice way to dress up our bottle of wine, which is really fun. Now for part 2, this is for if you want to add the snack box that goes on top of this. Let's talk about that next. We already got that set up in Design Space, and I'm going to go ahead and get that cut out now with my cardstock material. So I'm going to remove this. And here I'm going to be using these just simple sort of craft colored papers here, kind of this nice soft brown, but you could do these in any color cardstock you want. I just recommend sticking with a medium weight cardstock. Now make sure for this step that you either use the scoring wheel if you own a maker model, or you put in your scoring stylus into clamp A. And if you're doing this by hand, then you may want a scoring board to make it easier, or you can just fold it by hand. So I'm going to place my scoring stylus into clamp A and close that. And I'm going to go ahead and start with cutting this. I also will be using acetate. So medium weight cardstock here, and the acetate setting for the acetate window so we can see our little snack through it. Lots of fun. All right, and now we're going to fold along these score lines. So all these score lines here, and we're just going to fold along each edge all of these tabs and we'll glue it together. And these come together quite quickly because they're very nice and simple boxes. Do the same for this one. So I'm going to use a liquid craft glue for this. I like the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And I'll add a little bit of glue to each one of these tabs. And then we'll press it into place. Next, I'm going to add my piece of acetate into this little window area. So I'm going to add my glue on the inside here. Just like that. And then we'll take our acetate and just drop it down in. And the glue does dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that showing once it has set up. It'll take just a few minutes. Okay, and now we have this nice little window that we'll be able to see what our treats look like on the inside of it. Okay, and so I'm going to slide this lid on, just like that. And then you may want to consider adding just a little bit of tape as well, just to secure the lid from sliding off. It's pretty snug, but we want to make sure that, you know, food isn't flying or anything here. You could use clear tape, decorative washi tape works as well if you want something that's got some Christmas cheer to it. But I'm just going to put a little bit right here on the edges so that I know that that box is not going to go, that box lid isn't going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to glue this right to the back, and you can fold this right along this indentation line here if you like, or you can just let it curve naturally when you hang it onto your bottle. Either works, but I'm going to glue it right to the back here, okay? And we'll use that Barely Art Craft Glue again for this step. I'll go ahead and just glue that on. And then to finish this off, you could put just a regular gift bow on this. You can tie some baker's twine around it if you want, or another ribbon. You could even opt to put some sort of like cute sticker on the front of it. There's lots of different options at this point, or you can just leave it exactly as it is. I am going to take just a piece of this gold baker's twine here and tie it around the center for a little bit of a finishing touch. And now for taking our bottle of wine or sparkling juice, and I would slip your snack box on first, okay? So slip the snack box on first, just like that, once it's finished drying and everything, and then slip the tag over it. And then you have sort of a front look here, and then you have your snack box off the back, and it's one cute gift that you can just walk in and hand to your friend, your hostess, coworker, whoever you might be gifting this to. And it's so cute, and it's super fast to make because it doesn't take a lot of time to do the quick printing and to a simple one box with some snacks in it. And you can make a whole bunch of them. And it's such a cute and unexpected classy gift to be able to give during the holiday season. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you go and download the templates. There's more resources below for you. And if you have any questions, meet me in the comments and I will see you there. Be happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you tag us at Abbi Collections. We would love to see your projects and how they turn out. Bye for now.